Welcome to another exciting episode of Lahore Talk. As you know, we do it raw, unapologetic, and we say it as it is. Well, if you have something in your mind, if something they bother you, talk. If not, somebody go talk for you. And as always, me I go to talk from the man's perspective. And as Bible talk, it's not good for a man to be alone. So I had to go look for a Lahore Chalugo to make sure that it's a balanced equation here. Ladies and gentlemen, Zil Smith. How you doing?
See, you're already like cracking me up. But
Tell
then
me
it's
about
fine.
it.
But
Lady in red, how you feeling today?
I feel good, actually. I feel fine.
Are you excited about the conversation we're set to have?
Yeah, of course I am. I'm always excited about it.
Well, you know, as always, we bring you a delight to share insight and unravel things that you probably thought you know. Just open up a bit of secrets about some things and give you new insights to the conversation we'll be having on the show. Why are you looking here and there? We have a Nollywood producer, an actor, and a director, Micheal Ejoor. How you feeling today?
I'm good. I just dey look my environment.
Where you dey look?
I never look am since.
Why are you looking around,
I said make I
though?
look am quick.
Why you didn't look? May you know whether you did safe.
My dear, why decide
You're
there's
safe.
insurgency?
You're safe. You're safe. Don't worry.
Oh, you need a coach to pass here.
Eh?
You need a coach.
You people cannot hold me.
It's great to have you, Micheal. How you feeling?
Good to have you.
Thank you. I'm good. Actually, go.
Oh my God.
Now, wanna give us the new name now. It's your industry that gave us the new name, so we have to use it.
I love when things from my industry just become sort of how can I put it, a household name. Sort
Yeah,
of
right.
you know, like everybody's using it, pastors, everywhere you turn.
It's a movement now.
Yeah, it just shows that we're doing something right.
100%.
Yeah.
And speaking of doing something right, I'm really concerned about the welfare of those in your industry, going by the current state of our economy. So I'll go start with you, Micheal. This economy, they affect you.
Are you feeling it?
I'm concerned.
You're what?
You said that you are concerned. I'm concerned. I'm very concerned for myself and everybody in the industry. To be quite honest, like there's something I put up a reel on social media.
Yeah.
Sometime last year.
Okay.
And then in it I was sitting down like this, you know, and looking outside the window, and then I let a tear drop from my face, and then I cleaned it off, and the caption was, "It's now my time to make money. Nothing is 10K again. Nothing is 20K. Everything is 500, 1 million. Like, I'm just like, oh God, what kind of nonsense is this? Like, I remember my first job ever.
Yeah.
Okay.
I earned 30,000. Not
an
30,000
extra.
a day. Oh. Which kind of extra? I said I was one of the leads.
Oh my God.
I was super excited because this is my first time. I've never been on set before.
100.
And then the next thing, I was on a set. If I say who I'm on the set with now, people will go and look for the film. Then they will look for the producer. Even though I
But
can
it's
say
not bad, you know.
I can say the producer's
Yeah,
name.
you
That's
can.
really
Go
not a big deal.
Go ahead, yeah.
So I was on a set with Ejoor,
Okay.
Shewan Kindele, and Caroline. Well, then was she Caroline Danjuma? Caroline Hutchins.
Yeah.
So we're on. And me. So the four of us were like the main characters in the film. And it was very, very exciting, you know. And they said it was 30,000 they'll pay me. I was like, as in 30,000 of the
Was
naira.
it as a passerby or?
said it was
30,000
Bro,
per
wow.
scene. I didn't understand it. And I negotiated to 40,000. Till today, Sha, one soul has not paid me my
So they owe you
remaining
10,000.
10,000. One soul, when we work together, Sha, even if I charge you 10 naira, you pay me 10 naira plus my 10,000.
I think I like the call out.
100. I mean,
One soul
nothing
is cool, but you shall owe me 10,000. So I will say it, yeah.
You heard him.
But over time, you know, obviously I'm not earning 30,000
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
anymore, not even close, and I'm very grateful for that. But I'm just like, now that I'm earning money, everything is just so expensive. I feel like as if I was earning 30,000. That's what it feels like. And I can't imagine what it feels like going across the production quarters, you know, in terms of people who might not be earning as much as I am, you know, possibly some crew members and things like that who work way harder than I work, if I'm being honest. If you ask me to carry one light, I will need to rest for 2 hours after. But, you know, they're doing that all day, and sometimes breakfast comes late and things like that, you know. And so it does, I'm concerned.
Are you concerned or you're actually feeling the bonds at the same time? Because it's one thing to be concerned, it's another thing to feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so are you literally concerned, just concerned, or you're feeling the bonds as well?
I would say there's definitely more concern than feeling the brunt.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I would be a lie if I say I'm not feeling the brunt. But the thing is, I can't say I'm feeling the brunt the way other people will feel the brunt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably the way I'm feeling the brunt is that I probably have to think before I decide that, I want to go to cafeteria for lunch. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, I'm not going to lie that I'm struggling to eat. Do you know
Okay.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So that is not the brunt that I'm feeling. The brunt I'm feeling is probably brunt of enjoyment.
Okay.
Pleasure that he has.
Yeah.
And it's paining me.
So it's more like you can afford it, but then I think you need to like double the money or something.
Yeah,
100%.
there's more planning. Like I
Yeah.
just can't wake up and decide that, I want to do
Go on a
this
vacation.
or
Just
this.
like that.
Yeah, I need to plan, as opposed to...
Why is it that most Nollywood actors, like, they don't like coming out to speak publicly, vocally? They're not vocal about political issues, social issues. They actually rather stay in their comfort
Circle.
zone and not say nothing about it. Or most of the times, they will just throw in one or two. But you can know that this is what this person is saying. So I don't know, why would you... I mean, what do you think? Why do they do that?
So it's a twofold cord. It's rope that they have used each other to tie each other. That's what it is. One is because let's say because one is because I'll demystify a few things. In my industry, just like most industries, there's the fear of being blacklisted.
Okay.
Everybody's scared that if you say this, now I'm talking about saying things about people in the industry, so you hear people come out and say, this producer did this to me, but they don't mention the person's name.
Yeah.
This person did that. And, it doesn't sometimes work in your favor because I can say, you're producer A, you are owing me 2 naira.
Okay.
You're producer B, I've never worked with you before. If you hear me calling out producer A,
Okay.
later will you not feel like, if I do something wrong to this guy, she will
He's
not
going to call me
back.
out. Yeah.
So it is a ripple effect. So because of that, people would rather not name and shame. People would rather not. And they're more on a global scale. My dear, I don't know tomorrow where I will eat from.
Okay, so politically, because...
I don't know.
But
you just called out a producer now.
Even when...
Yeah.
Yes,
And I'll do it again.
Oh my God. Okay, so, but even when the issue is pressing, like it's choking and you need to say something, you rather keep quiet.
So for me personally, and it's just because I don't fear being blacklisted. I say this, I had to take 2 acting classes and I said the same thing. I said, actors, and I'm going to look into my own camera. Actors, if you are watching this, you are producers, directors, anybody, they're not the only ones with a blacklist. You too have your own list.
Wow.
Have your own list of people that you don't want to work with
Yeah.
as well. We must not work with every single person. Is nothing. Don't be afraid of any. God did not give one person the power to make or break you. And how do you know that is the person that will give you the job, that will do what you want? You don't
Take it to
know.
the next level. Yeah.
I'm not saying be a diva. That's not what I told you to do. That's not what I told you to do.
I want to talk about a current trend we're seeing in Nollywood right now. Jemima Osunde also, I think she was, in an interview recently, and she mentioned it, that there's a certain pressure being mounted on actors
I watched that
to
this morning.
become content creators. Now, before a film is released, everybody's dancing on TikTok.
Yeah.
It's now like a rule,
You
an
must do
unspoken
it,
rule, that you
yeah.
have to do a certain gyration of some sort for your movie to sell. And aside that, you see that most actors are now pressured to just start creating content. Do you feel that pressure? Do you think that your colleagues are feeling that pressure?
101%.
But can you say no though? I don't want to do that. Because I feel like if you're
Sit down, you ask.
I was about saying that because I feel like if you're featured in a film and you have to do, publicity and PR is what you need to sell it out, right? And so if you're featuring in a particular film and you need to like maybe come online and create content, then Why
But is
not?
that selling? Is that
But is it really selling? Just like you
viable
said.
for the industry?
They say it is. Wait till you
You
once
say it
again.
is. What are you
I recently
saying?
saw you dancing.
What are you saying?
You featured in a film that was at the cinema.
I dance now. What do you want me to do now?
Did he sell?
We made money. The last that we checked, this film had made 80 million, I think. So the film was making money. So, But the thing is, if the film's sweet, it's sweet.
Oh,
Right.
regardless.
It's sweet, it's sweet. But somehow dancing has become a thing, and I can dance. Can't do leg walk. I've been learning it for like how many days now.
Yeah.
But I can dance. So I don't mind. So I don't feel like somehow about it to say, oh, okay, I wouldn't do it. But what I feel is when it's a bit much, like she said, and I totally understand her. And the thing is, I'm always playing devil's advocate. One of my closest friends, and actor Tenela Aladeshi, she helped me become this person that always sees both sides of there's two sides of every coin, If we've been made to believe that dancing does that, and the producer asks it of you, like I said, the risk is on the producer. If Summer Rain didn't make 80 million, they paid me.
Yeah.
I finished spending my Summer Rain money since last year.
Wow.
Finish it all. Licked my fingers. But the producers are there biting their nails. Will my film make it or not? Guess what? Even if Summer Rain made 200,000, I will go on to my next project.
Wow.
The investors will be crying in their house.
And now, talking about investing, right? You see, we have some films in the cinema that made it to the cinema, and some didn't. And so there was something that was trending, I think sometime last year, where somebody said that when they take some films to the cinema, that if you're not a popular, just like for instance now, Funka Kindele, right, that your films, they're not going to show it. And when you come to the cinema to watch a movie, they rather
direct you to a film to
something
see.
else,
Yeah.
right? And so I feel like, do you think there is some sort of
Favoritism.
yeah, in the cinema too, because this is an investment and you want to make money off it.
I'm selling a gold.
What are you telling?
I don't know if I want to comment on this one or not. Okay, well, yes.
There is.
That's all I'm saying.
Wow.
Fair enough. That's okay. That's all you want to say. I think my next question will be...
You know what?
Okay.
Yes. But if you have good content, please take it to the cinema. If you have good content, ideal backing,
Okay.
you feel you have what it takes to make your money back. Because it's not easy. It's really not easy. Not in
Okay.
the slightest. Don't let it stop you. Sometimes the reason why it seems as if there's favoritism is because those favorites go there and make money. Because if you own the cinema and I brought you a product that would make you enough money to keep your lights on,
Okay.
keep your popcorn making machines
Selling, yeah.
working, would you prioritize it over content that you are unsure of?
Of course, as
But
human,
more
I
often
would.
than not, it's not because you're unsure of, like you said, it's just maybe the person who is involved.
Has gone
Has gone, yeah.
many times and has done it many times well. You would prioritize. Let's be honest.
Fair enough.
You would prioritize.
Are producers making as much as we see? There are certain numbers that I see, when they release it. 1 billion, for instance. 100 million. Are they making that money? Or how does that money
That
thing work?
numbers, yeah.
They actually are, because
Like the
Wait,
whole money,
it
say 1
sounds-
billion, it goes to the producer.
it sounds
Most especially
large.
on YouTube.
Yeah. Okay, let me do cinema first. It sounds large, yeah? But really and truly, it's actually not as large as you think.
Okay.
As a
How?
matter of fact, if you look at it, it's poor.
How so?
How so?
What's the population of Nigeria?
So over 220 million people.
280.
280, good.
Our highest grossing film is the average cinema ticket is 7.5. Do the math. To get about 1 billion or something like that, you need to sell, I think, about 250,000 tickets. That's not up to 10% of the population. Not, what am I saying, 10? That's not up to
It's not
1%.
up to, yeah.
It's not up to 1% of the population. Because 1% of 280 is 2.8 million. Abi? Yes.
Yeah.
So not up to 1% of the people in Nigeria have gone out to watch
see
it.
Yeah.
So it's actually very, very possible.
But then another question is, back in the days, we used to have loads of, cinema was actually cheap, but these days it's no longer cheap.
We did talk on yesterday.
What happened?
Wednesday, I go there, I go sleep there if I don't get anything where they do.
When last
3
it-
films, 1.5. Because it was 500 per film.
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
Wednesday. But now 7.5. And that's if you say you want if you don't want
Popcorn
popcorn, you don't
or
want
water,
shawarma.
drink.
When you go there, it's luxury. Oh.
It is actually.
It's
it is.
luxury.
No, the last time I went there, I was amazed. Like, I was shocked. Like, why am I spending close to 15,000?
Yes, now.
just to see a film.
Yeah.
You get, and that's why I think most people prefer the YouTube. Like, okay, just go on YouTube and just stream.
Watch this, yeah.
So, but is YouTube paying as much?
Well, now that it's more saturated, it's not as much as before, but yeah, YouTube is. I made the money back on my film, and I spent a pretty penny.
But you made more money.
We spent a pretty penny. So because we spent more than, because we were trying to make a statement, Stella Damasos and I, God bless her. Stella Damasos was one of my closest friends, one of the best performers in my opinion in the industry, and one of the easiest people to work with. We came together and we did this, and I created a budget, and somehow we spent a budget and a half.
Oh, okay.
And luckily we've made our money back. So everything from here is profits.
Yeah.
So we're scraping by to make more profits. And then when we put more films on the channel, it would make more. But it is possible to make money on YouTube. It's harder now because it's more saturated. People are more picky about the content that
want to
they're,
see.
and they're demanding more now. Do you know what I mean?
Do you feel like we recycle stories?
Before Uncle,
Because now I'm seeing after Love on what's the name
Every
of that?
word.
Yeah, blew up. I saw another movie with a similar name, had every. There's a mix of every, or there's a word in it. I saw that there's a production also that has a chalugo. That.
but
What's
really and
happening
truly,
to
how many stories are different? Even look at Hollywood. Look at what they are doing now.
Yeah.
Everything is live action. Live action, this one.
Yeah.
Like, story don't finish. Everybody has told it.
Maybe there is a guy
There's a, what do you call it? There's this, do you watch Grey's Anatomy? Or did you?
Yeah, I still agree.
So the lead, Ellen Pompeo,
Yeah.
Meredith Grey, that plays Meredith Grey, Ellen Pompeo, she recently acted a film recently, and it's, everyone's talking about it because she hasn't acted anything since Grey's Anatomy. That's the power of money. She was earning at one point $300,000 per episode, and in a season of Grey's Anatomy, there's 23 episodes, and they're in their 21st season. Do the math yourself as to how much. Why? What does she need work for? And then she's also an ambassador of products. I think.
Yeah,
things that pay her
yes,
millions. So. I don't forget this night they talk. What's night they talk? What's night they talk? What you asking?
You see, you say, now you don't talk.
I don't they go. Once I start talking about money, I don't forget everything where they talk.
So I think he was asking you about what is it now? My mind is on the next question I want to ask you.
Oh yeah,
you,
just
actually.
they go.
All right, so let me ask you this next question. The thing is, since it's more like the YouTube now is where the money is, right? I mean, how is cinema going to draw traffic back to themselves to be able to sell out and make money? Because this is also a problem to producers and actors, whether you like it or not. And so, how do you think? I mean, cinemas can make money.
I will answer this one. Let me go back.
Okay.
So I was saying that she hasn't acted anything in a long time. So she just acted a series recently. This is the first series since Grey's Anatomy. 20 years. About 20 years now. Same series she's been acting. And it is the exact plot line of a film that I've watched twice.
Okay.
It's called The Orphan, where there's a little girl from a different country that they adopt, only to find out that she's not a little girl. She's actually an old woman who's older than the people that adopted herself.
Wow.
But she has stunted growth and then blah, blah, blah. It's the exact this thing. And that's what they act. Because story don't finish. Even Hollywood, they do, and story don't finish. But back to what you were saying about, cinema. But I hope you guys know that cinema culture is not dying just in Africa. It's dying everywhere. Yeah, it's dying even in in the Western world,
Is it
cinema
the economy meltdown that's causing it?
is a twofold cord. I this twofold cord.
You don't use
Like I
it.
say I go use right hand on top of my shirt.
Maybe these are new films.
So twofold cord. So COVID changed the game. COVID changed the game.
Yeah.
You know, even in terms of like people going to work.
Okay.
A lot of people are doing hybrid.
Yeah, of course.
You know, because I'm saying that why am I spending so much money on a physical office space when I don't absolutely have to?
Yeah.
So they downsize to smaller buildings just to keep a physical presence because we have to. But then our workers can stay at home and still be
And still
productive.
work, yeah.
So there's something that COVID did and people just didn't want to go out anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, you know, well, I don't understand. How would you watch films if you don't go out? So the culture of going out, you know, started to dwindle. And then people began to see, oh, I could watch these blockbusters in
my house, yeah.
You know, so it's only the things that that don't have an alternative that picked up again. Like the experience of going to a bar. You know,
Yeah.
so at first, after COVID stopped, it was a dying industry. Bars, clubs, things. The ones that
Yeah.
didn't close still suffered for a while. But I go pick up girl. I go meet man. I go meet woman.
Then
Do you
take it to your
understand? If
house
I go-
straight up.
Do you understand? So people said,
Yeah.
"Oh, I have to go out."
Yeah.
But then they said, "I don't have to go to the cinema." I found out that I love Netflix.
You
during
can Netflix
COVID.
and chill at
Yeah.
home.
Do you know what I mean? So the cinema industry never actually ever picked up
Oh my God.
ever again.
And
Anywhere.
that's bad business, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually, I'm worried. I'm worried for them because also most people berate YouTube movies. I think it's just now that people are now giving some reverence and
To
attention
it.
to YouTube movies.
Yeah.
I feel like the production in YouTube is always less budget.
Yeah.
You know, but I think we're seeing better production now. Do you think that is changing?
Yeah, 100%. And that's something that we wanted to do with our film. You know, and I'm not saying this because it's my film and I'm wanting to hype it. Go and look at the comments. Like people have been saying, "Oh, wow, this is amazing. This is different from what we usually see,"
On
and things like
YouTube.
that. Yeah, on YouTube. And we didn't make it saying, "Oh, let's try Prime or let's try." We made it for YouTube. We didn't want to go anywhere. It wasn't a thing of we made it saying, okay, let's try this. Last bad as
didn't
it
buy
bad.
it.
If you know work, we will go here. We did not come and check all my emails. I have not contacted one person out of anywhere. We knew this is where we wanted to go. And we said, this is the sort of film that we want to make. And there are people that are also doing that. I will forever applaud Jay Blaze. He's nominated for an AMVCA.
Yeah.
Jide, fantastic guy. If the film is going to heaven safe,
Wow.
he will still make it the same way as if it was going to YouTube. So whether they go heaven or whether they go Netflix, or he will give, and you tell him it's a YouTube film, he will still give you as if they go
The
heaven.
standard.
So the onus is on the producer, the
He
director.
will give you what, like a good film. A good film. And the thing, data self, you know, cheap again now.
Data is expensive
It's
now.
expensive.
Very expensive.
So you have to give people something worth watching. I said not watching. You have to give people something worth watching. I said it again.
What's watching?
Next question.
What's your take about the AMVCA nominations? What's your take about, all the nominees?
Think anybody was snubbed?
Yeah. Do you think anybody deserves
any
it?
movie.
Or it's just, okay, now my person, that kind of thing?
Do I feel like any movie was snubbed? I don't know. Like,
What's a movie you'd have loved to see
To be nominated.
get a nomination? Assuming they submitted, of course, because
They
the
would.
submission clause.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like, generally, and I hope that nobody should take this wrong. And please, I'm not trying to. I feel like we had a better film year last year than. Sorry, I mean the year before.
The year before last.
Yeah. So because the films that we're judging now is the films of last year.
Yeah.
Like we had amazing films last year as well, but because we had a year the year before, the competition was
high.
intensely
Yeah.
fierce.
Yeah, it
you know.
was.
But this year, as much as we had amazing films, don't get me wrong, we really did, but I don't feel like anything was snubbed because the films that stood out and they got nominations. So I'm really trying to rack my brain and think, was anybody snubbed? I don't feel like it.
Because there's Lisha B that a lot of people had opinions about.
I
Yeah.
haven't watched that, so
Yeah,
don't
I haven't
know.
seen it as
I'm
well.
not gonna lie, I haven't seen it, so I don't know. But I swear it got nominated for
Yeah,
something
it got.
as well.
I think it's by far the highest nomination. If I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken this year. Well, let's talk about.
It is. What of Seven Doors?
Seven doors.
The competition is between
It's just
Alicia
between-
B and
yeah,
Seven
both of
Doors. I'm not
them.
sure who has the highest number, but it's between them. Let's talk about budget in Nollywood and also welfare for actors. We've had actors come on social media to complain about how they are treated. I think Jemima also said something about a sickness she developed. I can't remember which. How am I forgetting her name?
Cool.
Or Mommy Dad, I think.
Okay.
She retweeted that and also referenced to that. Is that something that a budding actor should worry for? Or it's changing? Is treatment of actors something that is not prioritized in film?
To be honest, like I just feel like because there's so much corner cutting, because everywhere you can see, every 1K counts. Do you understand? 1K today, 1K tomorrow somehow ends up being 200,000. Do you understand? So everybody's trying to save that sometimes we don't prioritize what we should be prioritizing. And I can't vouch for your levels of hygiene. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't vouch for another person's level of hygiene. You can't vouch for the state of my immunity. Do you know what I mean? So things are different. Like me, as soon as I enter a set, I always say it. I says, look me well, I be Ajebo. Ajebo is not an insult for me. Like, wait till you concern me, I be Ajebo now. I won't kill me. I be Ajebo. I know they chop. And I don't remember the last time I ate on set.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Like, I actually don't.
So you get your own food?
Yeah.
Now, is it that the food from the welfare, is it not
Good
edible?
enough.
Is it not good enough for stuff?
So that's the thing is like, I'm not even that, at this point in time, it's not that it's not edible. I don't know because I've been doing it for so long.
Okay.
That my mind,
now used to
I
it.
don't, for all I know, it could be better than mega chicken food.
Yeah.
Okay.
For all I know, but I've just gotten used to it. And then because I always have my assistants as well, I don't want to burden anybody. I don't think you catered for my assistant. So it's just like, oh, hi, give my assistant my food. I'm good. Do you know what I mean? So I wouldn't know because I once had an experience and I don't plan to relive it. I had food poisoning. I even fainted safe. I just opened my eye and ended up in the hospital. I had to refund money for the job I was supposed to start the next day, because I obviously couldn't do it. So I just learned and I just don't care to try again. So
Is that the worst experience you've had?
You've
on
had
set?
so far?
No.
Okay.
What's the worst?
Not food. So you mean like
No,
food
generally,
related?
what's the worst experience you've had?
A
being on
director
On set.
shouted at me, and I feel like that was so.
Who's the director?
He
We're
wouldn't want
friends
to.
now.
He wouldn't want to call him out.
Oh, I've called him out before, so you can go and
Okay.
see it online. But we're friends now, so I decided to
There's
stop.
a clip of it online.
Me, I know. You don't.
Someone
used to-
videoed it.
They asked
It's
me now, and I said the
online.
person's name. The same way you asked me. If you had asked me
Wow.
before, me and this person had a candid conversation,
You
but it's
would-
wrong now
Yeah.
after we've had a conversation for me
To come say it
But
again.
it's still an experience. Do you know what I mean?
regardless.
So, but if it was before that, will you beat me?
That's why she says leave. So
No, I'm giving. We've had that conversation. You know.
Speaking of crew members, more often than not, you hear them say the actors are treated better than themselves. They don't pay attention to them at all. It's just all about the job for them. Is that mostly the case?
Yeah, 101%. 101%.
Even in terms of payment.
Obviously, like even in Hollywood, you don't expect Will Smith to get paid what's, no offense, what someone, a runner on set is getting paid. Obviously, like he's Will Smith. People are coming to watch the film.
Yeah.
People
Because
don't
of
even know
him.
that the runner
There's no
even
film
worked
Yeah.
without that
Do you
person.
know what I
though.
mean? Definitely. But at the end of the day, it's the disparity is a lot. Like even down to food. Do you know what I mean? Like, the actors get separate food. They get, everything is different, and as much as I might understand the money part. I might not understand the money being too low for other people, but I understand the money part because, I guess that's the face that they go to watch.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But we also have to make these people, like I said, like I cannot carry, if you ask me to carry this camera that's filming me now, after I've carried it, better feed me. And then better give me break before we move on.
Yeah.
If you ask me to hold the boom as I've just done this now, I don't retire.
Sound people are the
They will
most...
hold it for. I did an 8-page scene, and the boom guy was holding it.
Wow.
The whole time. Do you know what I mean? Like, people are working, and they're working very, very, very hard. You know, like, I can light myself, and that lighting tends to make me look pretty.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm grateful for the light people. I'm grateful for it. Without them, if I come and act a film, no one's going to watch it.
Of
It will be
course.
too dark.
Of course, yeah.
Anywhere I put the camera, I better manage it like that. If I'm holding it. Do you understand? Like, you know, so they definitely deserve more. 100%. And I will applaud certain people. I would use myself. I use myself as an example, Stella and I. I put it out, if any crew member didn't feel valued, treated well, or in any way, please feel free to call Stella and I out. There are people out there who are trying to change the game. They actually are. Yeah.
All right,
Fantastic.
I think in Nollywood now we see a whole lot of actors, female actors too, trying to like do BBL to, I don't know what that is though, but I sort of feel like, is there any pressure mount on the male folks to literally like do something or look a certain way to be given a role or something?
There's pressure for six-pack. There's pressure.
Six-pack.
If you don't get six-pack, you don't get it.
No, it's not. There's not as much pressure.
Okay.
But the thing is, I
But there's
don't
the colorism.
But
really feel...
it's
yeah,
People are
there's
now
colorism.
bleaching. Too.
you know, yes. There's a friend of mine I knew back then.
I mean, there are roles that will require
Is it
a
not-
light-skinned person.
Is it not you women that always say TDH, tall, dark, and handsome? You know, like the men that-
No,
No, I think that differs in Nollywood. Sort of, you find out that they have this pick of sort of
Light-skinned, yeah.
men.
Yeah.
Like you must look very
What do you
sharp
mean, eh?
and
It's
cute,
not your
and then you
industry.
keep beard.
Like
big
who?
one. Should I mention names?
Yes,
Oh
give me
no.
who's enjoying light skin privilege as a man.
maybe YouTube.
It's on
Maybe
YouTube
a
more.
lot of YouTube
a lot on
films,
YouTube,
yeah.
but
Maybe
not
a
on
lot of
Netflix. Kind of, yeah.
Or major mainstream movies, or maybe YouTube.
YouTube, yeah.
I've not really noticed.
I
Nobody
mean, I've
has
had
had a
someone
problem
tell
with my
me
color.
that he was rejected because he wasn't light-skinned. So
Yeah,
Yeah, but
and-
maybe
and-
it was pertinent to the story. though.
actually, yeah.
Maybe it
He
was
didn't see it
pertinent
that
to the
way.
So
story.
there's no pressure on the skin color. It's just about the six-pack thing.
No, even that, I'm even just
Joking.
Just tossing
Yeah.
around. There's not that much pressure. Obviously, like you want to be fit, you know, and look
good.
you
Okay.
know, sort of thing. You want to look good for the camera, but I don't feel like. And I could be wrong, and this could be me just from a male point of view. I didn't really think there was pressure on women to
Look a
BBL.
certain way.
to do their bodies. I didn't know. I just thought that they did it because
They
of
felt like,
them.
oh, okay.
You know, it's like because it's how people think that women dress up and all of that for
men.
Because I've heard a lot of women say that
Yeah,
they
I'm
actually
looking
dress
good
up
for
for
myself.
other women and themselves because they like other women too.
Complimenting
them.
Where do you get your this from? Where do you know?
Yeah.
It's not really for men.
For men.
You know, sort of
Oh
thing. So
my
I didn't.
goodness.
I'm shocked. I'm even shocked to hear this from you to say that women are actually doing their bodies because of the
Of
camera.
course,
I know. I
it's
think that they do that for
rampant
their
these
sake,
days
oh.
that you realize that almost every Nollywood actor, let me not say some though, some, you find out that today this person is thin, then the next day you realize that, oh, there's a big butt behind, and sometimes it's oversized, and I'm like, what the hell?
Not oversized.
Let's even talk about a narrative that we've seen over time, and some people have come to question. It seems as though the women in Nollywood are living better. They're living the life,
That's
supposedly,
true.
as compared to the men. You know, women are buying luxury cars.
Oh my God,
wearing
G-Wagons.
luxury,
G-Wagons.
looking fantastic. Is it that the men are not speaking about their wins? Or these women have other means or sources of income?
Of making money.
Or maybe it's Nollywood.
If you had poured water for me, this is the point where I just use the cup to cover my face. So I'll just use this empty cup
you can
to
actually-
just
You
cover
drink-
my
drink-
No, the water's for
water,
you.
yeah.
No, it's okay.
No, but I mean,
Yeah, to be honest, like this is something that has been asked, you know, so many times.
Yeah.
You know, and different people have given different answers. Like even there are actors that I know who have even brought it up on podcasts and things like that. But I'm number one on the call sheets. I know how much I'm earning. Sometimes I was even told how much my
Others.
co-star is earning. But me, I came inside Toyota
Camry.
And this person has come inside Range Rover. Now, I don't know anybody else to know what you do. I don't know if you get side hustle. I don't know if you get business on the side. I don't know. Like I actually don't know. And to be honest, it is the truth. I do feel like a lot of female celebrities are doing better.
Yeah.
But in the same tone, let's really think about it. Quite a few of the females in the industry are the leaders. Think about it. Ebelinai's CEO is who?
Mabudu.
A woman.
Yeah.
Iroko's CEO is who?
Remy.
Is it
Remy
Joku?
Joku.
She's a woman. Yeah.
Highest grossing 4 films.
Funke.
Makes sense.
She's what? A woman.
I
don't know. They seem to have hacked this thing. They know what they're doing, women.
So what are the men not doing right?
My dear, you'd ask me.
I need to know that. What are the men not
You didn't think that I came with the answers under this cap? Maybe. I don't know. They seem to know what they're doing.
I don't know, Sha, but I feel like, in my opinion, I feel like women are being, we have lots of brands reaching out to the female female folks that, okay, come and be my ambassador for this, ambassador for that. So they make money. And of course, they're hardworking women. So why not?
Yeah. I would never disparage how hard women work. I never will, Bolaji Ogumola works so hard. She just came to my head. She works so hard. So hard. So to see her channel thrive, Bimbo Ademoye. Like, I remember I used to work behind the scenes with her when she started doing Barakat.
Yeah.
So to see where she is now, she works hard. Very, very hard. I guess the narrative might be there's some man out there. And that could be the case for some people. But I feel like it would be wrong to just put that blanket across all women. I think it would be wrong.
All right. Aside acting, you produce, you direct, you also do music. And I think you do more of gospel music, right? So I guess I'll direct this question in the gospel light. So there's this trend now that we're seeing.
Yes, I have lots to see. Go ahead.
Where we have gospel artists or supposed gospel ministers infusing secular trends.
Okay, that's not where I thought you were.
I know. I'll still come to that place that you have in mind. Infusing secular trends in praise worship session.
Ayebo.
Somebody
giving glory.
So as a singer, gospel singer yourself, if that's what you like to categorize yourself as, is that right in every sense of the word?
So firstly, I'm not a gospel singer.
Yeah, that's why I said if you would point.
So not even slightly. There's nothing in me that feels the need to record a song, but I sing. Sometimes I actually feel I sing better than I act. And I do think I'm a good actor.
Sing.
Yeah, I feel like I'm a good actor. So that says a lot about, I have, good knowledge of music and a good grasp of it. But for me, I feel it's a pile of beep. Put beep there because we shouldn't be using those words. I feel like it's crap. I feel it's a pile of nonsense, in my opinion. I just, I listen to secular songs, I can't tell you how many times I can never scroll past the moment she calls. Because I watch every single person that does it. I love Nigerian music. I think Fireboy is immensely talented. Immensely. Kiss Daniel is a gem and a half. Tiwa Savage, gold. I can go on and on. I love all forms of music. Yeah. But I feel that it's also this validation thing where gospel artists, because the secular world would always, no matter the climb, no matter what it is, we tend to feel like we're behind and we need to catch up. We look for the validation. If a secular artist puts up maybe them in their car worshiping to the next thing, the artist will screen record it and put it and tag the person and everything. We are always looking for validation from somewhere. So much so that we have now reduced the creativity that we have, in the gospel world and taken what they have. Do you understand?
So we're limiting ourselves.
Yeah, there's absolutely no need. Absolutely no need.
I think I don't even know, but I feel like the infusion of trying to bring in the secular thing to the gospel thing. When I had an interview with Mike Abdul, he said something. He said that sometimes you just have to move with the flow, with what is kind of like trending at the time. You have to like somehow bring them in, and then so that we have
to win them over
to be able to listen. I agree with it too.
Yeah, I agree with it in terms of there's a sound for every
generation.
Yeah, Now there's Amapiano. Like, if they bring back a lot of those songs that we used to listen to in 2010, they won't thrive now because that was the sound of then.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
There's a sound of now. I'm okay with sounds. That's one I will never agree. People have been saying, it sounds too secular.
It sounds secular, yeah.
I don't understand. So what, you think that your children want to still listen to La Da La Da, Wa Lord Jesus? Do you think they want to listen to that? No, they're not going to come to church listening to that. Yeah, but what I'm against is taking this thing, a secular song, and then
trying to transform it.
Yes, changing the lyrics and then
but
using
the beat still remains the same.
Keep the beats. Nobody has a monopoly on a beat.
Yeah.
Yes, have secular songs down. I'm a piano.
Okay.
Keep it. There's nothing wrong there.
So let's now go to where your mind is.
You don't even need to ask questions. Should I just start talking?
Yeah.
Should they be paid?
100%.
I should go there straight.
Yes.
Yes, they should be paid.
Wow.
What do you mean by they should not be paid? I don't get it. What?
No,
the Bible even says it that your talent should make room for you.
Now, I agree with that, right? But I feel like most of these gospel artists, they charge way too much. Like the rate at which they charge, it's
what is too much?
What is too much?
Define too much.
What is too much, in my opinion, is like 15 billion. 15.
Who is asking
15,
for that?
No, because there was a time, yeah.
If Beyonce charged 15 billion, will you judge it?
I will.
Why?
Why? Because why? It's just too much in my head. Like, oh wow, this money is just too much.
Okay, no, but bring it home. Nobody's charging 15 billion. You two say,
Okay.
Bring it home. You know why? Why should other people be able to charge? Because at the end of the day, let's call a spade a spade. Why did they not call Sister Cynthia that sings in Redeemed? The Redeemed in Agungi. Why didn't you call her to be your guest minister? Why did you call Mercy Chinwe? Because you knew that Mercy Chinwe will attract people to come to your church. In business, what is that?
Also, it's business.
It's business now.
No.
It's business.
You see the point now?
It's business. Why? Because that sister and what did I call her? Cynthia. That is in Agungi. She sings just as well as Mercy Chinwe.
Yeah.
Why didn't you call her? Because
doesn't
nobody is coming with her.
She doesn't have numbers.
So pay for what you want. Because you are using them to attract new members because you want more offerings, more of this. You want a bigger crowd, which translates to bigger money.
Okay.
Pay for what you want.
So now, does it mean
business?
Does it mean that you now share in the ideology of what Pastor Lazarus said? They shouldn't be equate to ministers. You know, most of these gospel artists, once they start singing and start having the crowd and the numbers and all of that, they tend to tilt towards becoming a pastor. Do you share in that opinion, or they are just normal gospel artists, or they are now ministers in quotes?
So there's a categorization for them. So you are either a music minister or an artist.
A gospel
or
artist?
Performing artist, yeah. Gospel artist. So if you charge money, for instance, you are not perceived
as a music minister.
You are rather perceived, my brother.
As an artist.
Yes, as a performing artist.
Okay. What I want to ask is, how do they think these things come to be? So I've sang backing vocals for gospel artists before. They need to rent studio space.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, now God give you the vision, no, he not give me. Me we leave my house, enter bus. Some beats me. I can't learn harmony. I sit down, begin sing. You ask me make I swap 3 times. I've somehow ended up, my voice is up there. My throat is paining me. God didn't call me. God called you. Pay me my coins. These people that you invite, they come with how many backing singers? They come with a guitarist, a lead guitarist, a bass guitarist, a talking drummer, a drummer, 2 keyboardists. I can go on. They come with different. what do you want? What do you want them to tell them?
To go home with.
I'm a music minister.
I'm a music
No,
minister.
Lord bless you.
Then what happened?
The Lord
All of
bless
you should be going to your house. No, even you that has invited them with their large squad that you wanted, there's a reason why. Do you understand what I mean? So how this stops them from preaching the gospel if God has called them to eventually preach, I don't get it. At the end of the day, if they have said, oh, I need to charge this because I cannot impose my beliefs, my vision on these people, it is what it is. And at the end of the day, I keep saying this thing. It is, and this is an African something. Generally, Africans find it hard to say, I can't afford this.
Yeah.
Instead, they'll say to you, oh, I
You're
wanted
too
this
much.
dress. But you don't have it in pink or in bluish green. That's why. No, you can't afford it.
So as we conclude our thoughts, I want to ask you a general creative question. The industry is really saturated right now. There are too many talents struggling for one thing. 1 minute you're up there, the next minute it just feels like you've dwindled. And I'm a bit worried because the job that we do, because I'm in the creative space, is a mental job. It affects your psyche. How do you manage that? 1 minute you're the most booked actor, and for like 6 months, nobody's calling you. I had a friend who did a series. I was even going to ask about between series and feature film, which would you go for? But let's not deviate from that. He did a series, and we shot for maybe 6 months. And from that time, he didn't get a job until a year after. I don't know if it was the series that caged him. Because, of course, he was getting jobs in between the series, but he couldn't go. So I don't know if it's because the industry is just really saturated, because I feel like that affected him mentally. How have you as an actor handled experiences like that?
It's times and seasons. Times and seasons. And there's something that Shakespeare said, He says, to thine own self be true. And this is something I say whenever I'm opportune to speak to actors or any creatives of any form. To thine own self be true. Are you packaging yourself properly? Is there even talent there, or are you delusional?
Wow.
That's huge.
And I had to ask myself these
That's
questions.
huge.
I actually really had to ask myself these questions. I had to ask myself, can you really act, or do you like acting? Because when you like something, wait. I was reading on Uber Facts once that the mirror, you are 10 times more good looking. You are 10 times less good looking than the mirror tells you.
Oh,
So when you look
really?
in the mirror, yes, as in you are, but really and truly, you are actually not as good looking as what you can
mirror
see.
tells you.
Because yes, and that is how we are with our talents as well. We think we're the best thing since sliced bread, but really and truly check. And when I say this and I say check, I'm not saying check so that you will be demotivated and decide, oh, I don't want to act again. I don't want to sing. I don't want to be a presenter. No, it shows you how much work you need to do. It shows you how much work you need to do for you to get to where you are going. So if you are introspective and you see that, I'm not as good, but this is something I like,
You can work on,
work on it till you get to that place. Because you might have gotten that job or whatever it is because it was just that time. But the reason why you're not getting more is because you haven't worked on that craft. You haven't worked on your looks. We are in show business. It's all about the show. When I woke up this morning, I didn't feel like wearing this hat. I didn't feel like wearing white Adidas shoes. But I have to look a certain way because I want people to see me and
perceive you
and
in a
perceive
certain
me
way.
in this way and see me in this light so that it helps me go where I want to go. If you leave me, I for wear rapper con here. I be robo man, I could like rapper. So do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get
So I feel like the answer to this question is to thine own self be true.
So does this also mean that you must, force yourself to keep up with the game? Like, some persons cannot afford a certain lifestyle, or look a certain way, or afford some sort of clothes or luxuries. But because you're an actor, in quotes, and because you need to do for the showbiz now, you must go on.
Yeah.
And so you found out that some actors, maybe upcoming as the case may be, they go to the extreme just to make money or just to get money or just to, look good.
Make an appearance.
Make an appearance, Like, I
totally get what you're saying. All right. Actually, do I look nice today?
You look good.
This, 3,005, I think.
Okay.
This, even though I got it in Dubai, I got it for, I think, 15 dirhams. At that time, it was 200 to 1, so that's what? 3,000 naira or something like that. These pants were 7,000, I think.
Okay.
The only thing on me that was expensive are these shoes.
Okay.
That's all. But do I look good?
You look good, actually.
You don't have to break the bank. You don't. Don't let anybody make you feel like you have to. You have to pressure yourself to be somebody you're not. Pull whatever you have together, but just look good. Iron your clothes. Smell nice. Make sure you work color combination. There's a reason why I wear this one with this one.
Yeah.
Because they look nice. I wear white here, I wear white here. Make your colors work together. It's not about Gucci or whatever it is.
But again, if you can get the Gucci,
Okay.
You can't get it too.
Well, it's been quite an interesting conversation on this very episode of Lahore Talk. I must say thank you to our guests, Nollywood
Thank you.
actor, producer, and director Micheal Ejoor. It was a delight
Thank you for
having you
coming.
around.
It was an absolute delight being here. I had a whole lot of fun. Thank you so much. I will be watching out for more conversations that you guys have, and well done for all you're doing.
Thank you very much. Well, as always, you don't want to miss out on great contents that we bring your way back to back. As we did talk, Yusuf made it talk under the comment section of our YouTube channel. Make sure to comment on everything that we've talked about, especially if you have 2 cents, which I think you do, because we said it earlier. We all have different surnames. That means you have a different perspective,
Of course.
from myself. So how can they find us on social media?
And you can follow us on all our social media platforms, on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube. Go click that subscribe button, because we're always going to be coming back to drop you something you can learn from. And, because, it starts with all of us at the end of the day. You have to learn, unlearn, and relearn, as the case may be.
And you can do that at Lahore Talk Podcast.
Yep.
Lahore Talk Podcast. That's where you can find us on social media. With that, I will say it again. If you know talk,
Then go
person
talk
go
for
talk
you.
for you. Peace out.
Bye.